Okay, so forget the big romantic movies, right? Forget the huge diamond rings, because PG Sebastian, well, he drops this hard truth pretty much straight away. Grand gestures, they're so cliche.
Yeah, he really hits that hard. If you're looking for what actually keeps a relationship going long term, um, you got to stop watching the fireworks, basically. You need to look at the irrigation system, as he puts it. PG Sebastian is super clear. The real strength, the thing that stops everything from just, drying up, it's the daily drops. That's what keeps things moist and fresh.
That's exactly what we're diving into today. We're pulling back the curtain on one of PG Sebastian's really insightful pieces, the nutrients of lasting relationships, the components less looked at. And this isn't like just a list.
No, not at all.
It's 10 powerful, sometimes kind of challenging insights, really designed to pump some vitality back into your connection.
Right. And these components, they might seem small, maybe even insignificant at first glance, but their impact is huge. The whole idea behind the Steps to Forever mission is, well, it's bridging that deep insight with stuff you can actually do every day.
Yeah, practical application.
Exactly. If you want to build a relationship that's really aiming for forever, you have to operationalize your love. And that means, paying attention to these daily drops, the things most people just overlook.
Totally. And that's our job here in the deep dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
To take that structured, deep-level stuff from the Steps to Forever ecosystem and translate it. Make those complex ideas accessible, practical, something you, listening right now, can actually use while you're actively pursuing forever.
We want you to kind of stop just reading about love, and start building it.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
Because forever should be built with clarity. Okay, let's jump into these daily drops then, starting with the foundation, really, the power of attention.
Point number 1. It sounds so simple, but wow, is it powerful. Notice your partner.
Right. And PG Sebastian takes this way beyond just, oh, hey, you look nice. He says it's got to be genuine, right?
Yeah.
Detailed, consistent, because he warns about this specific danger.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let Lebu, that's his colorful term for, like, someone else, an outsider.
Yeah, Lebu.
Don't let them compliment your partner first.
It's all about being observant, isn't it? Just the simple act of noticing, like, they tried a new recipe, or their shirt looks great, or maybe even poking fun, like the coffee they made looks like it lost a fight.
Sorry, shy coffee.
Yeah, that stuff. It reveals the extent of attention you're actually giving. If some stranger notices their effort or a change before you do, well, you're failing the attention test right there. That silence, it's like a corrosive daily drop, but in the wrong bucket.
Oof, that hits hard. Because attention really is like currency, isn't it, if you're not spending it?
Someone else might step up. Precisely. Which connects really nicely to point 2, checking in during the day. That simple, you good.
I think sometimes people see that as just like an obligation, something you have to do. But PG Sebastian argues it's actually the real measure of commitment.
It absolutely is. Look, if their schedule is genuinely packed and stressful, and let's be real, whose isn't these days?
Right.
And they still consciously make time to fit you in, even for just a quick text, that proves they value you. They value the connection more than the immediate pressure they're under.
So it's not about control.
Not at all. It's about proving that you must mean a lot. It's like an investment in emotional safety.
Ah, okay. That's the psychological payoff then. Just knowing you were prioritized, even for a second when things were crazy. Okay, let's move quickly to point 3. This one tackles the friction that maybe those check-ins are meant to prevent. Learn to say sorry when you're wrong.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's non-negotiable in PG Sebastian's view. His stance is super firm. You just cannot argue with obvious facts. If you know you messed up.
Swallow the pride.
Swallow the pride, exactly.
And he has such strong wording for arguing against facts, doesn't he? He calls it vertiginously annoying.
Yeah.
That language, wow, it shows how seriously he takes that kind of unnecessary draining friction.
It really does. You know what's interesting? Often we argue about something we know we did wrong, not because we actually disagree with the fact itself, but because we're defending our feeling of being right, our ego.
Yeah, pure ego protection. And the cost of that friction, it's way, way higher than any temporary comfort you get from defending your ego. So this is a direct challenge, right, to you listening. Are you, maybe, chronically, choosing that fleeting win of being right over the long-term piece of the relationship?
Because that inability to just yield, it's poison, a slow drip.
Okay, so we need to move from that internal ego friction to the external kind, receiving criticism. This brings us nicely into segment 2, integrity and independence. Starting with point 4, feedback isn't always an attack.
This is like a masterclass in relationship resilience, this point. PG Sebastian warns straight up, if you fight every single observation your partner makes, well, don't complain when resentment packs a bag and moves in.
Wow. Resentment is the ghost of unresolved criticism. That's powerful.
It is. And look, it's so easy to take feedback personally, isn't it? Especially if it's not delivered perfectly. But there's this underlying positive belief, PG points out, that's so important.
Which is?
Those who care the most, give them the most. Meaning, if your partner's giving you feedback, even if it stings, it often means they're still invested. If they go silent, that's often when they've already checked out.
So the feedback, even the critical kind, shows they still care enough to try.
Exactly, which kind of perfectly sets up point 5, don't micromanage.
Ah, yes. This is one of my absolute favorite analogies from his work. He uses the brilliant line, your partner was a full-grown planet before you showed up.
Chuckles. Yeah, I love that one.
Stop orbiting their every single move.
The logic behind it is just solid, isn't it? You chose this person. Out of, what, 8 billion other people? You were saddled with them, as he kind of puts it.
Meaning you picked them.
Right. You picked them because of who they were independently, their capacity. So micromanaging them, it's fundamentally disrespectful to the very choice you made. It basically says, I chose you because you were capable, but I only trust you if I'm controlling everything.
And it just shreds trust, doesn't it? Which is the core of the next couple of points. Point 6. Lying comfortably is a slow suicide.
Yeah, it's corrosive because your partner, they're not stupid. They're watching. They see the patterns. Even if they don't call you out on every little white lie, those comfortable ones, pretty soon they will start to second guess your truths. And once that foundation of truth starts to crumble, well, every single conversation after that feels like it's built on quicksand.
Yeah.
You lose that solid ground.
And that erosion leads straight into point 8, which feels like the antidote, the golden nugget.
Yeah.
Trust is earned.
It absolutely is. And PG's line here is just perfect. Trust is not handed out like free Wi-Fi.
Okay, that's memorable.
Isn't it? You have to earn it actively every day. I love that metaphor because, we all love free Wi-Fi, but let's be honest, it's often slow, unreliable.
Sometimes sketchy.
Totally. And sometimes you got to sign away your data soul for it. Real trust, that takes effort, accountability.
Yeah.
It means showing up, doing the work, being consistent, building and maintaining it daily.
That's the key difference, isn't it? Free Wi-Fi is passive. You just connect. Trust is active. You have to build the connection.
Precisely. It's choosing integrity over convenience again and again.
Okay, let's move into our final segment now. This one is all about visible support and positive perception. Point 7 tackles the mental work involved. Train your eyes to see your partner in a good light.
This is so essential. It's about internal framing, how you think about them inside your own head. PG Sebastian says if you let your default mental track become critical or skeptical or just plain dismissive, that negative thought process will come out. It'll show in how you treat them. You just can't fake respect long term if internally you're seeing them as like an opponent or just a nuisance.
So it's an act of mental discipline almost.
Yeah.
To actively look for the good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that mental discipline, naturally, it spills over into physical discipline, which brings us to point 9. Support each other. And this is where PG gets super pragmatic about balancing, money and chores.
Right, the financial and domestic stuff.
Yeah, and he really focuses on equity, not necessarily strict equality. He highlights that, in some situations, the financial strain on the man, the provider, can be immense. He uses this specific phrase.
The pigeon phrase.
Yeah. Ladies, some financial breather helps. Edo, boys tire. Which basically translates to, the boys are tired. It's a very direct, culturally relevant way of saying, hey, recognize the financial pressure, and if you can, provide some relief.
But then he immediately balances that out, doesn't he? Emphasizing that men absolutely must lift a finger at home, domestically.
Absolutely. He sees the massive effort women put in, especially when there are kids involved. He gives this really vivid example about ordering food.
Oh, yeah, the takeaway food.
Right. Saying men need to step up and make them bring chow the whole week, plus the weekend, attache cuss Charlie. The kiddies alone be work.
The kiddies alone be work.
The kiddies alone be work. That's so clear. The kids themselves are a full-time job.
It's a demand, really, a demand for visible, practical help. Support isn't just saying, I care. It's seeing the specific burden, whether it's money stress or housework overload, and actively stepping in to lift it.
That's visible support, consistent recognition. Okay, and finally, Point 10 kind of closes this loop of practical action. Be handy.
Yes, this is all about the value of non-monetary effort.
Yep.
Giving a massage, fixing that leaky tap, putting up that shelf they've been asking about, doing something with your own hands.
Yeah, not everything needs a professional handyman or flashing your wallet. That intentional effort, right, the actual physical labor, that's a really powerful way to bond. It shows commitment in a way that money just can't. Totally. It's a different kind of currency. And this final point, it brings us right back to the main theme, doesn't it? The daily drops. PG Sebastian's closing advice here really prompts our reflective question for you, the listener.
Where are you stopping the trying?
Exactly. Where have you maybe let things slide? Relationships rot, he says, when you stop trying. You just can't let the effort or the attention or that physical presence just fade away.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up a bit. To synthesize what we've covered, these 10 points, from noticing a new shirt to learning to say sorry quickly, right up to making sure you help out with the kids or fix something. These are those essential overlooked components PG Sebastian is talking about. They really embody that core idea of keeping the relationship light, crisp, and real.
And it's so important to remember where this advice comes from. PG Sebastian isn't just theorizing. He's a certified family counselor. He specializes in complex relationships, especially, cross-cultural ones like those involving Ghanaian partners. This advice, it's grounded in years of deep real-world experience.
Plus, his other background as a digital services manager, founding Digital Undertow. That shows he gets the pressures of modern life. He understands why people stop trying sometimes.
Definitely.
And that's why these daily drops are so smart. Yeah. They're small enough, manageable enough, that you can actually do them, even when life feels overwhelming.
Absolutely. So we really encourage you, go explore more. There's so much knowledge from PG Sebastian within the Steps to Forever ecosystem. This deep dive is just, scratching the surface. Build on these foundations.
Okay, so as you go about your day after listening, here's your final, maybe provocative thought to chew on. Pick one. Pick one of these daily drops that really resonated with you or maybe challenged you the most. Maybe it's making a real effort to notice your partner today. Maybe it's catching yourself and saying sorry straight away. Or maybe it's committing to be handy with something specific this week. Just pick one.
And apply it today. Start now.
Start the habit now, because that consistent effort, that's the daily drop that eventually fills the ocean.
Because forever should be built with clarity. We'll catch you next.